Okay, we're going to look at something called group data, and that uses these things called frequency tables. Now, this is from your notes, and I'm just going to talk a little bit about it. There's a whole bunch of countries. And we're looking at the average heights in those countries. And there are 12 countries here that have a height between less than 155, but more than 150 centimeters. This is continuous data because it means it isn't just one number. You could be like 150.0003 centimeters or something if you had a really accurate measurement. So it isn't just discrete. That's just special numbers. They're like little tiny fractions of numbers. We say they're continuous. So the 12 countries have a height between 150 and 155, 15 between 155 and 160, 19 between 160 and 165, and so on, 33, 22, and 9. So you just have to understand the table first. Now, they'll ask a question like this: what is the mean of this data? But you don't even know what the average heights are here. So you have to come up with an estimate. And this is what you do. You take the middle of 150 and 155, which is 152.5. And you know there's 12 countries, so you go 12 times that midpoint. So it's always frequency times the midpoint, and that's how you get the total for that class interval. You do that in every single one. You go to the middle of the data, 160 plus 165 divided by 2, and you multiply it by the frequency. In this case, how many countries have that, are in that average height. Well, you would do that all the time. There's actually a way you can put this data into your calculator, and it does it in a flash. This is a long system, but you could do it, and there's a good chance to make a mistake here with all of these calculations. So it's much more accurate to put into your calculator and let it do it. Let the calculator do the work. But anyways, you add up all of this and you get a total. You add up your total number of in the frequency. That is, in this case, how many countries there are. There are 135 countries. And it's the total divided by how many there are. That means the mean. So here the mean's 168.20, if we rounded it off, centimeters. He kept all of that. Some of these decimals get a little meaningless down here in terms of your data. I would round it off to 168.20, but that's what the book did. Okay, so let's take a look at the next two questions they could ask. They could say, what's the modal class? And the modal just means the class with the most. Well, 33 is the most. 33 countries are between 170 and 175. So that we'd say the modal class interval is between 170 and 175, or we can express it as an inequality like this. Now, the last question, they like to ask this all the time. They say, in which class does the median lie? So we can have the median class, but we don't know which country's right in the middle, but we know where it would lie because there's 135 countries. The actual median would be the 68th, which would mean 67 smaller, 67 bigger, 68th country is in the middle. So we just have to figure out where 68 lies. Well, if we add these numbers, we get 30, we get 44, two more, 46, 46. Well, if we add 25, we're going to get 71. Hey, that middle country must be somewhere in here. So we can say that the median class, where the median lies, is somewhere between 170 and 165. That's the median class. So that's how you answer a question like that. You got to look to say, where would the median be? Which class would it be? And you just have to figure it out. And that's it. So you'll be asked to do this first thing, this big calculation. Gee, there's a way you should figure out how to do it in your calculators and do it real fast. But you also need to know what your calculator's doing. So maybe you need to know both ways. Okay, well, that's it for this frequency table group data. part of statistics. Okay.